What is going on, guys? It's Pommy Gamer here, and today we are back with another Overwatch video. Today we're going to be talking about Zenyatta, or as I like to call him, Gandhi. He is the supporting healer. This guy, I'm not going to lie, is pretty hard to use because as you can see he only has 50 health, but he does have 100 shield. But even though he's got 100 shield, he only has 150 health then put together, which is still not a lot. And as you can see, he is a 3-star difficulty, and he is that hard to use. But trust me guys, if you get used to Zenyatta and carry on using him, Zenyatta can be one of the most dangerous players in the game. Because of his Orb of Discord, it makes enemies weaker and you can kill the enemies in like 2 hits. So just for that ability alone, we'll talk about that later, but just because of that ability, that's why Zenyatta is actually so overpowered in this game. So now we're going to start off talking about Zenyatta's Orb of Destruction, which is the energy orb. The ammo is 20, the damage per shot is 45, and headshot damage is 90, the rate of fire is 3 rounds per second, and the reload time is 2 seconds. Zenyatta projects his destructive energy but orbs individually. And now carry on with Orb of Destruction, we're going in for the Orb Volley, which is where he holds in the left trigger. The ammo is 20, the damage per shot is 35, max is 175 if all 5 orbs hit, headshot damage is 70 and 350 max if all 5 orbs hit. The charge time is 2.5 seconds and the reload time is 2 seconds. Zenyatta projects his destructive energy orbs in a rapid fire volley after a few seconds spent gathering power. Now moving on from his Orb of Destruction, we're going to his Orb of Harmony, which heals other players. The heal is 30 per second, the range is 40 meters, and the duration until allies' death or 3 seconds loss of line of sight. Zenyatta casts an orb over the shoulder of a targeted ally, so long as Zenyatta maintains line of sight, the orb slowly restores health to his ally. One ally can only receive the orb benefit at a time. So now moving on from that, we're moving on to Orb of Discord. This is why Zenyatta is so good, just for this reason. It's the right bumper ability, it increases damage taken by 50%, which is just incredible. The range on it is 40 meters. And the duration until your enemy's death occurs or you've lost line of sight for 3 seconds. Attaching the Orb of Discord to an opponent amplifies the amount of damage they receive for as long as Zenyatta maintains line of sight. Only one opponent can suffer this orb's effects at a time. So when you're using the Orb of Discord or Orb of Healing, you want to maintain line of sight with either your opponent or your teammates to heal them, or to keep that effect on them so they die pretty easily. So now, last but not least, we're moving on to his Transcendence, which is his ultimate. It heals 100 per second, the range is 10 meters, the duration is 6 seconds, and the ability Zenyatta becomes immune to damage. Zenyatta enters a state of heightened existence for a short period of time. While Transcendent, Zenyatta cannot use his abilities or weapons but is immune to damage, automatically restores his health and that of a nearby ally. Now moving on from his abilities, what we've talked about, we're going to see who he's effective against. He's effective against DVA, Reinhardt, Roadhog and Winston. I think he's effective against these tanks because they're big targets to hit, and if you keep hitting your Orb of Destructions at them, they're going to die pretty quickly, especially when they've got the Orb of Discord on them. Now moving on from that, we're going to see who he's weak against. We're looking at Hanzo, Soldier 76, Torbjorn, Tracer, Widowmaker and Zarya. I think he's weak against these because they can all get him from distance, and a lot of these players' weapons are really powerful, so literally just one shot of their weapon is probably going to kill Zenyatta, especially if he's out in the open. And now moving on from that, we're going to move his synchronizes with, who he works well with, which is DVA, Genji, Reinhardt, Roadhog and Winston. He works well with most of the tanks because if he just puts his Orb of Healing on them, they're never going to die because it restores health pretty quickly. And if you use your Orb of Discord, because the tank's weapons aren't that powerful, so when he does use the Orb of Discord, the tank's weapons become more effective against that opponent, and any other weapon will too. So now moving on from that, we're going to move on from when I would use Zenyatta. Attack or defense, it really doesn't matter because he's a supporting character, but I would never go and try to take people on one-on-one. Zenyatta is not for that. You want to stay with your team, with your teammates, because if you get caught out in the open, with his 150 health that he's got, you're going to die in a matter of seconds if there's one player near you. But other than saying that, when you do get used to Zenyatta like I've been doing, I've been just running in, taking out people left, right and centre, because I've just been that used to him. I'm just never afraid of anyone to take on a fight with. And it's really funny because if you see like a DVA or Reinhardt who has like 500 health, I know that I could probably take him out because I'm not used to using Zenyatta, so I'd use my Orb of Discord, go run at him and start trying to take him out. But as I've said guys, I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you're 100% sure that you're comfortable of using Zenyatta and you know what his abilities are like, because if you're not and you do get caught out the open or 1v1 with anyone, you're just going to get absolutely wrecked because Zenyatta's health is just no match for any other player. Now moving on from that, I'm going to tell you that Zenyatta I think can heal himself just because of his shield. I think he actually gains that shield back if it goes, but I'm not too sure about that. But when I have been playing games like by myself and like on my own and that, Zenyatta, when he has been shot and I am low on health, he just gradually regained it back, and I don't know where it's come from, so I'm pretty sure he does gain his shield back after like about 5 seconds. And yeah guys, that's all I've got for this video. Zenyatta is actually a really awesome character when you get used to him. One of the most OP damage characters in the game just because of his orbs of discord. So if you get used to him, use him, trust me, you'll actually wreck everybody. And yeah, if you like the video, please do give it a like, it's always appreciated, and subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys later. Actually no, just before I go, when I was in bed last night scrolling through Facebook, I came across something about Overwatch. Apparently they are adding new characters into this. You've probably already seen it on YouTube or whatever, but if there are new characters, I'm actually so freaking happy because I will be doing gameplays on them as well. It's just more characters for me to show you guys how to use. And yeah, that's it, I'm gone, see you guys later.